Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your man Twist3dDrift3r1. Welcome back to another episode here on Forza Motorsport 7. Today we are here with the Doritos car pack that dropped on Tuesday. I apologize for not having it out yesterday, but had issues with the original recording, so I had to re-record it. So here we are with it today. And one thing that I do want to go and mention is that there's a lot of controversy with this pack, but so far I am enjoying the heck out of it. First off, let's go and start off with the cars that are in it. First off, we've got the beautiful Chevrolet 150 utility sedan. Then we have the beautiful Bugatti Type 35C, a racing legend and the oldest car in Forza Motorsport 7. Then we have the gorgeous 1939 BMW 328, which probably is one of my favorite cars out of the pack so far. I have yet to drive that one. Might get into that in the next episode, but for this video, guys, we've got the Porsche, the Bugatti, and the Chevrolet 150 that we will be using in this video. The Porsche 804 is a very beautiful early F1 car that we will be testing out. Definitely glad they added that thing in there. She is a blast to drive. We will be taking that thing up against Spa, see how she does there. Then we've got the other Porsche, the brand new Cayenne that was added in. A lot of controversy over the SUVs that were added, guys, but we will be talking more about the reasons I think they're adding so many SUVs and off-road trucks later on in this video. Stay tuned for that, guys. And then the final two that they added in was the beautiful 1985 Nissan Safari 4x4 and the beautiful Jeep SRT, or Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. Expect a Trackhawk versus Trailcat video in the near future, guys. That will be a fun one. If you guys want to go and pick what we do in that one, let me know in the comments, because we will be going and taking advice on there. Probably me and King Andrew. Might get Predator in there as well, I'm not sure yet. Let me know what you guys want us to do with the Trailcat versus Trackhawk. Anyhow, let's go back over, get into our Chevrolet 150, which you can see right here. Thing is very beautiful. Cannot get enough of how beautiful this thing looks. Bare bones back in the day. Everything was optional. I mean, even the mirrors were optional. If you didn't want a back seat, you don't need a back seat. This was as bare bones you could get, which is what made a drag racer's paradise. But for today, we are taking this thing for 2 laps at Watkins Glen, guys. And then we will possibly go and take her and do a quick quarter-mile run with her stock. See what her drag potential was back in the day. Anyhow, let's hop in this race. I will see you all when we get to Watkins Glen. Alright, so here we are, guys, at Watkins. Now, before we go and, while we're racing this thing, before I go and start reviewing the car and how she handles, I do want to mention that they recently added in the ability to set your races to 24 hours and 1,000 laps if you want it. But this car so far, from what I've driven her and just on my own, she is a blast to drive. A lot of people complain that they add a whole bunch of classics and the pack doesn't really match up. I understand that and I agree. I mean, it doesn't really pack much of a variety like the other packs are. But on to the reason why I think they're packing all these SUVs in such a rush is because, in my opinion, there's 2 possible explanations, guys. One, they're bringing them in because of licensing issues that they may run into to get them ready for Forza Horizon 4, which is a very strong possibility. Or they're bringing all these in, that like they are now, because there's an off-road expansion coming. And a lot of people have been wanting an off-road Baja expansion coming into motorsports for a while, okay? I've been one of those people ever since they did the rally expansion for Forza, the original Forza Horizon. Forza needs to make an off-road expansion or an off-road rally game, and they've got the technology to do it. They've got the physics for it. They just have to go and implement it. So I'm hoping, that's my personal hope for what they do, why they're bringing all these in. However, more likely it is the fact they're doing it for licensing issues. I'm not exactly sure just yet. But, I mean, you never know. It could be both. It might not be. I am not sure. And then there's also the 1,000 laps and the 24 hours. As you guys know, Forza did team up with IMSA recently, so this endurance racing update could mean that they are also getting ready for an IMSA expansion, which could come with new tracks, all the modern day cars for the IMSA. And speaking of that, they actually just added in secretly the 2017 911 RSR in this update, guys. Might go and show that off in the rental later on in the video, show that off to you guys. But this is the last lap that we are going to do with the Chevrolet, and she does feel nice. Definitely loving the way she's handling so far, and just the sound of her. Take a listen, guys. The sound of that 285 right there. Chevrolet 285. That is just a beautiful small block motor there. And the way they nailed it, in my opinion, is just amazing. Forza is always, in my opinion, well, not always, but Forza, in my opinion, has some of the best sounds out of any of the modern racing games this year. Just my personal opinion. Definitely better than GT Sport. And just cannot get enough of how she handles, guys. She is a blast to drive. If you have not picked up this pack yet, I definitely suggest getting it if you do love your classic shoebox Chevys. But that's going to end it for our run with the Chevy real quick. As I said, I do want to go and take her to the strip as well and do a quick quarter-mile test with her. So let's go and do that real quick before we go in and check out the Bugatti. She's asleep! She's asleep, Pops! 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, guys, so here we are at Sonoma. Decided to come here for a quarter-mile test. Let's see what this thing can do in the quarter real quick. I think we get 3 runs with it. Maybe just 1 run, I'm not sure. Let's see what this thing can do in the quarter-mile stock. Later on, we'll do a drag build video with this thing, so here we go. Okay, not too bad for a quarter. Not too bad. She's definitely got potential. 14,464 at 95 mile an hour, guys. That's not too bad. About on par with what they would have had back in the day, so I'm not going to complain with that. Yeah, it is 3 heats, so I think we're just going to back out now. Don't really want to do all 3, just wanted to show a quick quarter-mile run there. And that's not too bad, actually, a 14 at 90 mile an hour. It's not, or 93, 95 mile an hour. That's not too bad for back in the day. Next thing we are going to check out, as I said, guys, is the Bugatti. So let's go and hop into that. Alright, guys, I do apologize for the massive break there, but we are with the Bugatti. And as I was saying, we are going to take this vehicle to Monza, probably the oldest track in the game, just to go and see how the Bugatti does. Going to do a circuit race, no drivers, and only 2 laps because the Bugatti is kind of slow. Gonna probably take this thing to the short circuit just to go and save us a little bit of time with this. So here we go. Let's see how this Bugatti does here at Monza, and see exactly how she does. I've only driven her once, and she was a lot of fun, but I will admit she's no jackrabbit. She's not gonna go and blow you away and everything with the speed. But the way she handles and the sound of the motor is what will get you guys. She is a straight 8-cylinder, if I'm not mistaken. Very beautiful car. It's the car that got Bugatti put on the map for racing, guys. So here we are arriving at Monza now. Hopefully we get a decent race here. Let's see what happens. One thing that gets me about this car was the fact the front wheels were cambered in. I'm not sure if that was to help with handling back in the day or what it was, but they are cambered in at a very awkward angle. Not really gonna complain about that. But here we go. Let's see what this thing can do at Monza, guys. This is also the drift section as well. Here we go. One thing I wish they would do with Monza is bring in the old classic Monza map, guys, where it actually had the full oval that was in there. It was a high banked oval back in the day as part of it, and that part is what they were used to race on. I wish they would have brought that back in. Sadly, they didn't. I know Assetto Corsa has it, and it was either Assetto Corsa or Need for Speed Shift 2. I can't remember which one, but I wish that one of them would. I wish that Forza would add that in. I'm not sure why they haven't, but it would be so much more fun for these classic racers if they had that in here. Doubt they're ever gonna add in though, sadly, but it would be nice if they eventually one day did. And just the way this car sounds, guys. I mean, take a listen to it real quick while we go and come up onto this turn. Just the way she sounds as she's coming around these turns as she's decelerating, guys. It's amazing. I just cannot get enough of how beautiful, how clean, and how classic this thing is. It's amazing that they got one that they were able to laser scan. And I just cannot believe the quality of the stuff they've been adding. I mean, there's a lot of issues with the cars not being what people are really wanting, but you gotta remember, Turn 10 is a company, and they're gonna do what they want, when they want, why they want. They don't have to listen to us, guys, but they do actually look at the forums. They do look at the car lists, the wish lists, and it's one thing that a lot of people have to remember is that it's all down to licensing. If they can't get the licenses, they're not going to add them in. So I apologize if that upsets some of y'all, but that's the way it is. If they can't get the licensing, they're not going to be able to add a car in. That's probably the reason that we haven't seen the Chiron or the 720S just yet, guys. But that is the Bugatti right there. Next car up will be the Porsche, and that will be the car that we end this off with. I will see you all when we get to that Porsche. Alright guys, so here we are with the beautiful Porsche here at Circuit de Spa, Francorchamps. Definitely looking forward to testing this thing out. The sound of the motor on this thing is just amazing, guys. Take a listen. Oh shoot, the thing is definitely squirrely though, guys. If you are not careful on that throttle, she will spin. This is a true driver's car, I will say that. Anyhow, here we come up to the famous Evo, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure how exactly you pronounce the this section here. Let's see what we can do here. Thing does have 6 gears, which is nice. And this thing is definitely the fast car out of this pack. This thing will blow your socks off. And she is just amazing. Excuse me, knock your socks off. Not blow your socks off. Do apologize for that. Here we go though, let's test the braking on this thing. Now a lot of people go and complain that the cars that were added in aren't going to be competitive online. You don't know that until you try them, for one, guys. And for two, they are just, in my opinion, I treat Forza like a track day game. I know they're not going to make every car competitive. I don't try to be competitive because I know I'm not going to be competitive. I use it as a track day game. If I want to just hop in whatever car I want and I want to drive it, that is what I do. I just wish other people would treat the game like that as well. I mean, if you want a real sim that's not going to have any issues, and it actually has real racing cars that are updated, go with Assetto Corsa or R-Factor 2 if you're on PC. If you're on Xbox, go Project Cars 2 or, again, Assetto. That's just my personal opinion, though, and, I mean, I love Forza for what it is. A driving game that has real cars in it and a wide variety of them to drive. I don't care if they're going to be competitive online. I don't care. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't. Treat Forza for what it is, as a game, not a sim. It's arcade It's an arcade simulator, guys. It's not a full-on sim like Project Cars is, so don't expect the best cars and top of the line and everything like that. That's my biggest issue lately with the forums. I've been reading the forums a lot lately, and I see a lot of people complaining about that. In my opinion, it's nonsense, but I mean, people have a right to their own opinion. I'm not gonna go and hate on people just because they have an opinion. I'm just saying, in my opinion, don't treat it like a true motorsport sim. Treat it like a track day sim. However, all these cars in here can be used in motorsports. Whether you want to believe it or not, they can be used in motorsports. There are actual limo races, there are actual SUV races, and actual freaking truck races. So don't be complaining just because they go and add in all these cars. Any of these cars can be used in motorsports, guys. Motorsports does not just apply to circuit racing, it applies to off-road, it applies to drifting, it applies to drag. And I understand a lot of people complain that it's just circuits, so don't be adding off-road things, but like I said earlier, we could be looking at an off-road expansion, guys. Do not knock that idea out just yet, because it is a strong possibility, alright? And another thing I do want to go and touch on is with the Trackhawk. That Jeep is actually meant for the drag strip. It's not meant for off-road like a lot of people are complaining. Just because it's a Jeep doesn't mean it's meant for off-road or meant for this, that, or the other. Jeeps can be used as actual track cars. Jeeps can be used as dragsters. Do not go and hate on the Jeeps being added in, guys. The Jeeps are competitive in the quarter mile. Especially the Trackhawk, the Trackhawk, which is a Hellcat-powered Jeep pushing 707 horsepower. That thing will go and take names and kick ass at the drag strip if you tune it properly. Here we go, though. Actually get a little bit of drift out of this Porsche. Not bad, not bad. Come on. Thing is definitely a squirrely driver's car, though. If you are not careful, you will lose this thing, guys. I will admit. So down here. But I love this pack. I do not regret having the car pass. I don't regret the Ultimate Edition, because I know in the end, Forza Motorsport 7 will go and get things right. I know there's a bunch of issues with it, but with each update, they are making things right. They are working on trying to get it set. And another thing that the endurance racing could have been done for is to go and get things ready for esports. I mean, that's another true possibility. I know esports, once that esports update hits, I think last time when Forza 6 got it was in January. But once esports hits, guys, that's when we'll get the spectate mode. That's when we'll go and get the multiplayer issues fixed. Is right before esports. So be looking forward to that in the future, guys. We just got leagues added in as well. So definitely check those out. But this Porsche is a lot of fun. We've got one more Porsche to check out in this video, and that is the RSR 2017. We will be going and taking that thing to, I'm thinking Maple Valley, or not Maple Valley, but Mazda Laguna Seca, just to go and test that one out. Or we will take it to Circuit of the Americas. I'm not sure yet. Circuit of the Americas would be nice to take it to, but then again, so would Daytona. We'll pick one of the three, and I will see you all when we get there. This Porsche F1 car is amazing. I'll see you all with the RSR. Alright guys, so here is the 2017 number 92 Porsche GT Team 911 RSR. We're going to be taking this thing to Daytona, the sports car circuit, which is where they are starting off their season late January, early February. So that's why I chose Daytona out of the other two that I was going to pick. And the thing looks beautiful. Cannot wait to see how she does it. It's a good sign that they do plan on adding in a bunch more of the actual updated IMSA cars. Here we go. Let's see how this thing handles. She definitely sounds nice, that's for sure. Whoa, okay. Not liking how low the banner is on the interior, but I understand that's what they actually have to deal with in real life, so I'm not going to complain about that. Thing sounds nice, that is for sure. And it handles actually pretty decently. Now guys, Daytona, I know this track well because of the fact of my IMSA season that I did last year. As you guys know, I put those a few of those races up on the channel back when I was doing those. Going to see if I can find someone who's doing them again this year, so that I can go and maybe get more IMSA content out for you guys. It'll be a different group of people though, because the person who ran last season just is not running it anymore. Now keep in mind, we don't have traction on when they actually race these in real life, guys. They usually have traction control mandated on, but we have it set to off right now. So keep that in mind as we are on track and we do make those mistakes on here. But the thing is solid, I will admit. She is definitely very solid, and she just sounds amazing. I hope they add in the rest of the updated cars, guys. That will make the game so much better. The thing definitely slows down nicely and sounds good on the downshifts. Probably should have gone down to third on that one. But again, guys, if you guys have not seen the 1-year anniversary video of the channel yet, be sure to go and check that out. The link to that will be in the description box. Huge thank you to everybody who has supported me throughout this year with the channel. And I'm looking forward to another great year for you guys. A bunch of great things coming, as I said in that video. Ranging from the new T3 PAs to trying to go and get into ESDA. A new wheel stand, maybe a wheel cam coming soon. Lots of big things coming this year. Hopefully y'all will be enjoying the ride, sticking around with me, and making this channel continue to grow. Now, if you have not yet noticed, in the description box there is a Patreon down there, guys. I do want to go and point that out, because if you guys do feel the want to go and be a generosity to go and donate to the channel to go and help out with getting new equipment, getting better content out there to you guys, there is a Patreon down there if you do want to go and help out. I'm not requiring it. I'm not going and going to be mad if y'all don't or disappointed. It's up to y'all. It's there if you want to. I'm just going and pointing it out. Any help would be greatly appreciated, guys. But a lot of great things coming this year, as I said. This will probably be the last lap with the push. I know I said it to 3 laps, but also trying to go and conserve on video time as well. So this will be the last lap with the push. And expect a video with the BMW and the SUVs coming soon, guys. Probably going to have a video with the crew doing some inspection or tag or something on Forza 7 with some of the SUVs. Hopefully y'all will look forward to that. I know they got past the virus, past the it in here, so we might see what happens with that. But here we are coming up on this lap, and definitely a very fun car to drive. If y'all have not driven this Porsche yet, be sure to go and rent it and check it out. It is definitely a very fun car to drive. You do not have to have the DLC to go and drive this Porsche. Until next time, guys, it is your man Twisted Drifter. Always remember to like, comment, subscribe if you do enjoy the video and you are looking forward to more content in the near future. Always remember, mental health does matter. Do not be afraid to seek help if you need it. Do not let your label define you. You can do whatever you want to do in life, guys, despite what your people tell you because you have a label. That label does not dictate what you can and cannot do in life. You dictate what you can and cannot do. And finally, remember that success is your only option. Failure is not. Do not let people tell you that you are going to fail when you feel in your heart that you can succeed. Because succeeding in life is your only option, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It is your man Twisted Drifter. I will see you all in the next video. I'm out.